What the kind of nasty, man. This guy's got to go, and you women that support this BS has got to go also. First, by giving all praises and glories unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Harakah Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles at Great Millstone who rule well, and greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the elect, the house of David, that will receive salvation. Shalom. Scrolling the news, man, and look at this. This is metro.co.uk through Google or whatever. It says this is Metro Lifestyle. It says the reaction to Dame's reusable tampon applicator. Wait. A reusable tampon applicator. Are you guys serious? That's just gross. It's just gross. Because not only is it a mini dildo type, something that you insert inside a woman, but it's a tampon applicator. What does that mean? That means when you're on your period, you use this to apply your tampon. That means there's the blood and all the nastiness that's going on is there and present in that moment. That's just sick, man. That's just sick. Now, disposable is one thing, and okay, we don't want to have to deal with filling our landfills. Who gives a shit? America's gonna burn anyway, but we don't want to fill our landfills with all this plastic and applicators and all this stuff goes in you and whatever with all of that. They ain't fixing the ingredients inside of a tampon or Kotex and all that other type of stuff. They're worried about reusable tampon applicators. It says proves we need more accessible period options. It's ridiculous. And this is an image of it right here. Of all the things that they could actually put their time, energy, and money into, this is what they're spending their money on. World War III is looming right now, and that's what you put your money into. Just in the world. You're not just talking about America, but just in the world at large. This is what you put your money into. Reusable tampon applicators. Right? Anyway, it says, earlier this month, news broke about UK-based startup Dame. I don't know if that's an acronym or that's just the name. It says, and their reusable tampon applicator. On a mission to combat the enormous amount of waste that ends up in a landfill, they're currently crowdfunding on Kickstarter. It says, this applicator is an innovative device designed to make periods more eco-friendly. What did they ever do in ancient times? Not even ancient. It wasn't that long ago. What did they ever do before there were tampons, before there were Kotex, before there was, maxi pads or whatever else? What did the world do? Unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This devil will go to this and put your mind onto this BS, keeping you further asleep from what's really going on in the world and all his deeper issues. Because in this application, you think about where you put this. You put this inside your body as a woman. That's open flesh in there, right? And it can now absorb all kinds of bacteria and all types of other BS that's in there. So if you're not hygienic enough to wash the applicator, what are you now? What diseases are you now spreading amongst yourself with the germs that comes out during that time of the month for women? Or if you're, I'm just going to say it. I'm going to just read it. I read a little bit of this yesterday. It says, the applicator is an innovative device designed to make periods more eco-friendly, even if you use tampons, which isn't something we see every day. Made from medical grade metaprene and antimicrobial technology. So that's supposed to make it better because antimicrobial. still gross, man. The thing itself is still defiled itself. The company described their applicator D as a period product for the 21st century. Unbelievable. Not everyone sees it that way. After joining the discussion about this product online, I noticed that many couldn't understand the need for such an item. Some cannot get their heads around the idea of a person needing to use an eco-friendly applicator rather than something fully reusable. And how gross is that? A fully reusable tampon? Semi-reusable to fully reusable, not eradicating the whole thing in itself or something that you completely throw away. I think they have that now. I wouldn't know. You know? But it says such as a menstrual cup or a tampon without an applicator, which makes sense. And then she says, this on Twitter, this Jennifer Gunter says, whispers, a finger works well and is free and environmentally friendly. Yeah, but you gotta, if you can wash this reapplicator thing, you know what you pay for, wash your damn hands. Wash your hands. But you guys, you women out there, take this whole period thing lightly, man. You take it lightly. Especially you Israelite women. A lot of you so-called black women, Hispanic women, Native American women, you take your period very lightly, man. You know, you don't take it serious enough for what the Most High has that purpose of it there for. We'll get into that when I get the scriptures in a minute. It says, this nasty bitch says, just get a cup. I didn't even see that nasty shit. Anyway, it says, there's a kit starter for reusable tampon applicator designed to cut plastic waste. Wouldn't eco-conscious folks switch to non-applicator tampons, inserted with a clean finger or a menstrual cup if it suits them? Maybe other women have different views, needs, though, opinions, whatever. That was Alex Fox on Twitter. This is ridiculous, man. Given all the ongoing discussion surrounding the excessive use of plastic being used on prepared foods, because plastic does, by the way it's made and what it's made of, does send out a certain chemical into your body, right? And that's a study that is going on in today's news. It says, it's clear to see we have not yet moved beyond alienating those who would benefit from such items. I think the same can be said in the case of reusable tampon applicators. Yeah, you got to address the whole plastic issue itself, antimicrobial, metaprene or not. You know, it says the truth is the wonderful world of reusables is still relatively unknown, especially here in the UK. There's a plethora of incredible brands out there, but accessibility is something that holds the industry back. Whether it's down to shipping or pricing, some of these products can take a while to obtain, and sometimes it's impossible altogether, especially for those with a lower income. So it's for those that's rich that can get to these things. It's ridiculous, man. Take menstrual cups, for example. They come in all shapes and sizes. There is no one size fits all. It's really about finding what suits your vagina, which can take time and money to do, trial and error. The same can be said for other reusable options such as cloth pads and period pants. Period pants. My goodness. Man, of all these products come in a range of different materials and styles. Many are on the higher end of price scale and can be considered investment pieces, since some can last up to 10 years. Again, trial and error can become rather expensive. It is easy to tell people to just try period pants or a menstrual cup, but not everyone can afford to spend the money on something that doesn't work for them and can't be returned. Yeah, because once you bleed your nasty, bleed your nasty shit in there, it's ruined. It's been used. But why would it, under the same pretense, why would you want to reuse something that's had nasty blood in it already, whether you can wash it or not? I don't care if it's made of plastic. I don't care if it's made of steel. Tell it's made of metaprene or antimicrobial. That's just nasty. And the Most High didn't mean for that to be that way, because if you guys were to understand the purpose of having a period is so you can flush your body of all impurities through your vagina, man, and clean out all the bacteria in there. Like a man can take his penis and just wash it with soap and water. Talking about the outer skin of it, right? A woman can't really do that. That's a sensitive skin, a sensitive flesh that's inside there. Well, he has it to where the process of after your eggs aren't fertilized, they flush through your body through blood, right? And cleanse the inside of the woman's vagina. Well, once that's cleaned out, then you got to wash it out with water, with clean water. Then the process begins. You know, and there's actually a more scientific way, but I'm not going to go that deep into it. But there's a purpose for it that you people never consider. I'll read a little more, then I'm going to grab some scriptures. This is ridiculous, though. And see, this is a sight. This is right here, this picture right here. This is a sight that far too many men have seen, and you women don't even understand how gross that is for us to see that. As much as we love, Quba, we don't like seeing this. We don't like that part. You're supposed to keep that separate, man. But that plastic applicator ain't making any man, knowing that plastic is being in there, whether it's dildo, latex, whatever it is, doesn't make a man feel better about dealing with you. And then your improper hygienic practices in cleaning your vagina, let alone the fact that you let any old man in there, skeeting all up in you and whatever else, got all them energies and spirits on you, all them seeds up in you. They already said that a woman's the studies show, you can look this up. Studies show a woman holds male DNA from a man's ejaculation and seed within her body for up to 7 years. So in a span of 7 years, if you just hoe hopping, so to speak, or dick hopping, I don't know what you wouldn't call it. If you're just doing that, there's all kinds of energies and spirits on you. All kinds. Whatever that man is into, that spirit is now on you. And you just collecting souls to yourself. DNA all on yourself. So all of that, them chemicals and spirits of the men is in there going crazy, setting off a chemical reaction inside you. So when your period comes, it's supposed to help flush all of that. But it shouldn't have to flush all that energy, all that whoever knows a man ain't washing up properly or whatever he doing, whatever he drink Hennessy and smoke Black and Miles and shit, that comes out of him too. A vegan man, that comes out of him too. So them type of spirits is trying to fight each other inside of you women. Well, adding a more plastic is add another chemical to that cocktail, so to speak, inside the woman. So how much more do you need to be cleansed? Right? That's enough of this. You guys can read it if you even care to read it. There's more to it. Glue your valve shut. Look at this shit. Stop menstrual leaking. Unbelievable, man. This is a purpose for you. I'll read that verse. It says, in early 2017, a chiropractor attempting to patent a way for women to stop menstrual leaking. The idea manifested in a form of lipstick that essentially allowed you to glue your valve shut. Unbelievable. That's a process for that to happen. A product deeply rooted in misogyny and lack of basic understanding of how vaginas work, and quite frankly, this is down here, is ridiculous and dangerous idea. It's no wonder people are put off by the thought of reusable menstrual products or any period product different from the ones they're used to altogether. Yeah, all of these things, hot water bags. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that. Vinegar with the hot water bag and all of that in your kitchen. You grew up with your mama, your grandmama, or whoever. You saw that. And a lot of you women, man, need to be passing this down to your daughters. You need to get your cells correct with it and then pass it down to your daughters. And I'm gonna even start here. That fishy smell is lack of hygiene as well as bad diet. Your bodies are acidic and you need to change up the way you eat. Meaning not so much carb and meat and bread and rice. Not all of that, but more leafy green vegetables, a lot more alkaline water, some fruits, not just seedless grapes, but a range of fruits, smoothies, vegetables. These things are vital. Kale, spinach, watermelon. These things are vital to your diet. Eating protein through nuts, whether legumes, which is beans and lentils and stuff of that nature. Always hydrating, but just eating cheese, meat, and bread, whether it's a burger or not, is not what you women need to do. Gravy and rice all the goddamn time. Potatoes, that's all you make. You call carrots vegetables, corn vegetables, broccoli alone vegetables. That's not enough. And it's the smallest portion on your plate. That's not enough to benefit you or your children. Then you're teaching your children to eat the big piece of meat with gravy and all that slather all over it and dislike the vegetables. You got the Most High is not dealing with that. You go into Daniel, the first chapter, Daniel did an experiment that proves that leafy green vegetables, which was called posts, is way better than eating the king's meat. And that wasn't because it was the king's, it was just about the meat. They had a meat-based diet, and they were brighter, healthier, and in better shape, and mentally and spiritually cleaner, and more thought provoking. I don't, for lack of a better term, but they were able to think clearer, than those that ate the meat. Those are in the scriptures for a reason, because that's the way you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans are supposed to live. Now I'm gonna go into the law on menstruation and menstrual. Then I'm gonna close out, man. I'm not gonna, I ran on a little long, but this is because there's no one out there teaching our women or our daughters properly how to. And if you read the first half of this chapter, it's about you men keeping yourselves clean as well. But this is tying into this reusable tampon applicator, right? And the cleanliness that you women need to keep, right? It says the woman also, well, first off, stop sleeping around with so many damn men. Make yourself worth something. Create some value within yourself. Control your kids. Raise them right. What's funny is as I'm saying this, I see the problem with it. You women don't understand that that there's a chemical imbalance in you, and then you really spiritually feel that you need a man to keep you balanced to do the things you need to do in the rest of your life. Well, you're gonna have to break that cycle and do the things that you gotta do first. You gotta cook healthy every day. You got to cook timely every day. You got to spend time with your kids. And you got to put yourself on the back burner. That does not mean, that means cutting off housewives. That means cutting out the BS, Facebook and all of that, Instagram, twerking and whatever else you're doing. And treat yourself with some dignity and respect like a daughter of the Heavenly Father. Teach your daughter how to keep herself hygienically after you've mastered the practice of it. Teach your sons to take care of themselves hygienically and to work out. Both your children should be working out. Something, jumping jacks, hula hoops, something, push-ups for the boys. For all of them, stretching, fruits and vegetables on the plate and sticking to it. But you got to be the first strong head. Since you want to run households, you got to be the first strong head before you prove that you deserve a strong man to truly head your house and to take on you and your kids. Not just because you can punk your kids, because your kids are well mannered, because you put the time and energy into them to that they follow you, whether it's through fear or through respect. Either way, or just love, but either way, they're gonna do the right thing even when you're not around. You gotta perpetuate that. And for you men, it's the same thing with your children and your wife, to make sure that they have what they need, that they have the answers that they need when approaching a situation within the house, especially of health, hygiene, how to keep yourself together in the house, presenting yourself as a child of God, how to pray, the type of balanced meals to eat. You have to go out and search those things and provide that path and that direction to your families. Anyway, Leviticus 15, I'll start at verse 18. It said, the woman also, because at the top it was talking about men's hygiene, and then also when men spill their seed, meaning they ejaculate or whatever, they're unclean. But it's talking about both will be unclean when you have sex, right? Until the evening. It's about to say, it says, the woman also, oh man. It's like it says, the woman also of whom the man shall lie with, seed of copulation, they shall both bathe themselves in water and be unclean until evening. Meaning you don't just go off doing any old thing. You wait till you're clean, right? Just because you've washed it off of your skin doesn't mean that you're not clean. The Heavenly Father set this up for a time period. That time period creates it's like when you bleach something and you got to let it dry for all the chemicals to go into full effect. It's the same type situation. You have to allow those, even though you've washed it off your physical flesh, you still have to let it cleanse through your spirit. Anyway, it says, and if a woman have an issue, here's the point here. If a woman have an issue in her flesh be blood, she shall be put apart 7 days, and whosoever toucheth her shall be unclean until even. That's just touching your skin. Skin to skin, no blood transfer, skin to skin. If you touch a woman on her menstruation, you're unclean till even. Now, we have to keep this to the best of our ability. You know, you try to stay as separate, untouching, but these women, if you live with a woman, this is nearly impossible to do. And her nature is to defile you as much as possible to make herself feel good. I'm going to just be real with you. She's going to find a way to touch you. She's going to touch your fork. She's going to lay across the bed. She's going to do something. She's going to scoot your shoes over with her foot. So we can't keep this law 100%, but you just got to do to the very best of your ability. And like the apostles say, if you live with your woman, it's best if you could possibly have your own spot also, to where when she on her thing, you bounce to your own spot and you be there. And then, you know, when you don't want to deal with her, you be at your own spot then. But when y'all come together, you come together at the spot that y'all share, or whatever you want to call it. If you have a situation to be that way, or you hang out with her, she can come over, whatever. But if you could possibly do it, you best serve to be separate, to try to keep this to the very best of your ability. It's nearly impossible. Jobs and all of that situation is hard. A living wage is tough. Esau knows exactly what he's doing. It says, and everything that she lieth upon in her separation shall be unclean. So anything that she touches, your shoes, the plates, fresh out the dishwasher. If she wash your dishes on her thing, your dishes is done. You're done. It says, everything also that she sitteth upon shall be unclean. And whosoever toucheth her bed shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until evening. You got to wash up, man. And your clothes. It says, and whosoever toucheth anything that she sat upon, if she even had touched it, shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until even. And if it be on her bed or anything whereon she sitteth, when he toucheth it, he shall be unclean until even. Anything connected, it's a cross-contamination. Anything that she touches, you've now touched and now is defiled. This is, so when you touch an antimicrobial mediprene tampon applicator, it's already dirty and defiled. Whether you're on your period, whether you're using it or not. And when you read ahead, as we're going to do, that unclean period doesn't end when the blood stops. It ends unless it, after 7 days. Now, after 7 days, it's going to tell you if it keeps going, then it keeps going also. But let me keep reading. 25. Yeah, it says, and if a woman have an issue of her blood many days out of the time of her separation, or if it runneth beyond the time of her separation, what is that talking about? Time of her separation, meaning she's separate from the man. She's separate from the household. She has her own separate place to live and deal with her own issues. Because this is also the time of the month where a woman is most horny, when a woman is most carnal, where she wants, I need to be comforted. Oh my God, I just want to touch you. I just want to. There's everything that's going to defile you with the Heavenly Father. A woman in her flesh by nature wants to do that to you. But your woman's God, though, right? For you Egyptologists, but your woman's God doing all of this, right? It says, and all the days of her issue of her uncleanness shall be as the days of her separation. Anytime that you're bleeding, you are now supposed to be separate from the man. It says, she shall be unclean. Every bed there whereon she lieth all the days of her issue shall be unto her as the bed of her separation. And whatsoever she sitteth upon shall be unclean as the uncleanness of her separation. Same thing. It's all unclean also. It says, and whosoever toucheth those things shall be unclean, and shall wash his clothes and bathe himself in water and be unclean until evening, even beyond the 7 days. Right? But if she be cleansed of her issue, then she shall number to herself 7 days, and after that she shall be clean. So it's still got to be that full week. I don't care if you bleed only 2 or 3 days, one day light, one day heavy, one day light again, and then it's over. It doesn't matter. You're still unclean a complete number of days, 7 days, a full week, regardless. And then this is the atonement for it in 29 and 30. So I'm going to keep going. 31, it says, thus ye shall separate the children of Israel from their uncleanness, that they die not in their uncleanness when they defile my tabernacle that is among them. So you don't bring that into around everybody, When you deal with this situation and it get on you, because where did I read that already? Where'd it go? Yeah, 24. A man lie with her at all. Yeah, let me go back. I must have skipped over this one. 24. And if a man lie with her at all, a lot of you guys, man, like sticking women when they on their period, that's some nasty ass shit. The Heavenly Father's not dealing with that. That's something you don't do. That's how you get yourself sick, man. That's how you get AIDS and whatever else, depending on, not where it starts from, but you transfer shit like that, man. That's not what you do. You're not supposed to be dealing blood to blood, right? Especially with that blood, because that blood is unclean and impure. It's taking out all the germs out of a woman. So you're going to be sticking the period blood, and the consistency is not the same. Just because it's moist don't make it the same consistency of when a woman has orgasm and that natural ejaculation moisture is in there. Right? Anyway, sorry to be graphic, but I got to be real with you. Some of you men don't have anybody in your life to teach you these things. For some of us that know, we have a responsibility to show the younger brothers how to deal with this stuff. It said, if a man lie with her at all, and her flowers be upon him, he get that blood on him, right? He shall be unclean 7 days, and all that bed that whereon he lieth shall be unclean. So anything that he touches is now unclean. Every bed he lies on is unclean. Because he has sex with her. Now you got a number. You're not just unclean until even. You're unclean for 7 days also, from the time that you did it. So if you did it on day 4 and got some on you, guess what? You still got to go full 7 days. She's over at the end of 7. At 4, 3, 2, 1, more days, and then she's done. You still got to go the full 7. Go to the end of this again. Verse 31, it says, thus shall ye separate the children of Israel from their uncleanness, that they die not in their uncleanness, when they defile my tabernacle which is among them. This is the law of him that hath an issue, and of him whose seed goeth from him, and is defiled therewith, and of her that is sick of her flowers, meaning her period time, and of him that hath an issue, of the man and of the woman, and of him that lieth with her that is unclean. This tells you everything you need to know of how to keep yourself sexually clean, your private parts clean. If a man has a discharge, he's unclean. And you go up to the top of that, it tells you, well, that's how you get these discharges and these different STDs or whatever else. These something as simple as a UTI, urinary tract infection of a man or a woman. You sleep with a woman when she has her what's it called, yeast infection or whatever, which stay away from yeast. It's the week of the Passover, the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Stay away from yeast. But this yeast infection that women have, should be staying away from that anyway. So all the time that you're dealing with this, you got to be aware that a woman may have that going on. And if she's not practicing these laws, you might know, if she's not keeping proper hygiene, that's probably not the woman for you. And if she is, then you teach her how to do it, and you wait to lay in bed with her, to lie down with her, to get to know her in that way. And you make sure she keeps proper hygiene forever from that point on. Then, if it's meant to be, you guys will move forward and cleanness when you come together like this. That's what it's meant. But with these applicators, man, that's just passing germ to germ, man. Because I guarantee you, yeah, you say you rinse it off, but that ain't going to fully clean it, antimicrobial or not. And that's supposed to be something that'll take away the microbes or the bacteria naturally and all that. You women not going to wash them properly. And you going to stick it right back in your thing. Oh, shit, you got one I need to, and sharing them. I wouldn't put it past you nasty ass women. And when that day come, you're going to have, when the day of the Lord comes and you can't find no more in the store, I can only imagine the shit that you going to do with it. This world is completely out of course. You women will masturbate with it, all kinds of nasty shit with it, man. So I can only imagine, put it in your anus. There's some crazy ass women out there, and you jakes are not excluded from those things, man. You guys are just doing it, just going along with it the same way. And if it ain't you, then the shoe don't fit in this case. But there's 400 to 500 other cases that it do fit to our people. Just because you may feel like that's not you on this one, and there's some that do fit you that may not fit the other ones. But our people in general, it do fit. So with that, man, I'm going to close out, man. I'm going to go back to the image right quick of it, just so you can see this nasty shit. The whole idea of this thing is disgusting. And on Twitter, they was voicing how nasty it was. Of course, it was voicing how nasty it was. And someone was like, well, I want full reusable. Full reusable. That's just gross, man. That's just gross. So with that, I'm going to close out, man. Giving all praise and glories unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaRakakodash. Let me say this right quick. If you men, man, get on your job with teaching your woman how to fully do it, because her mother probably didn't teach her properly. And if she did, hold on to that woman and make sure, if y'all have children, that your daughters is getting it, and that you're teaching your sons how to keep these hygienic things from the Heavenly Father. That's part of this thing too. Eating is a part of your hygiene as well. Eating all chicken wings and French fries all the goddamn day, and hush puppies and whatever else, man. You can't do that all damn day. Fried foods every day. You can't do it. You got to have a balanced diet and try to lean as much as you possibly can towards an alkaline-based diet. It will keep the sicknesses and the illnesses and infirmities as low as possible. You're going to have to deal with them, but it's going to keep them down as much as possible. That's the best you can do to keep it keep yourself in healthy order. And you got to exercise, man. You got to exercise. All of these things are necessary to live this life, man. to live the life of a child of God. When you read these scriptures, man, it'll tell you that all these different avenues is what the children of God should be doing. Not excess of drinking, partying all the goddamn time, being inside of negative energy all the damn time. When I say negative energy, I'm talking about worldly energy. Well, you keep the proper outlook on the world at all times. Yeah, you may go to watch the game, the big game or whatever. You might go watch that. You might go out or something, go dancing with your woman every once in a while, go out to dinner, movies and whatever else. That's all cool. Not saying not to ever do that. No, it's cool. But keep the proper perspective on it. If you find yourself doing the same worldly things as becoming a part of your routine, you need to re-examine yourself, man. Because we're getting too close, and the way this devil has been working, he's been throwing extra energy because he knows he have a short time, extra demonic energy on top of everything. And we can't take them heavy doses, man. And that's when Satan is desiring to sift you and will pull your ass out. So be cautious on what you partake in on the regular. You know, healthy eating, going to the gym, working out, not the whole chit chat shit that go on at the gym. Get in there, do your workout, gain your information if you chit chat with some people, and get the hell out of there and get on to the rest of your day. And for you men of the Lord, man, get back into these scripts, man. Push another video out. That's like the brother said in the Inland Empire out of GMSLA. They were saying when the reason the apostle has us pushing these videos out is so we're not caught up in worldly things. So our minds, that Satan can't get us if we're engulfed in this word. The more we're involved in doing this word, the less Satan has a chance to mess with us. The less opportunity we give him to plague us and to sift us, man. You know, to hop on us. So with that, man, I'm going to close out giving all praises and glories again, giving all praises and glories unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Harakak. Double honor to the elder apostles at Great Millstone who rule well, and greetings, salutations, and blessings unto the elect, the house of David, that have all of you brothers, man, from the apostles on down, that have given great examples for us the way to walk in this thing and guided us to the way towards righteousness and salvation to the best of your ability, as an example that we should go and do the same thing unto others. Salvation be unto you. May Lord willing, we're of the house of David. To you I say shalom.